Peace of the Lord, friends. In today's program, I will be talking about the total restoration that God makes in our lives when we believe in Him and the strength of His power. God, you have the power to restore our lives from any difficult situation, such as a sickness, a financial difficulty, and many others. For there are several difficult situations that some of us can pass through life, but none of the situations are largely enough to overcome the barriers. That is God's supernatural power in our lives. In the words of God, in Jeremiah, in chapter 31, verse 16, He says, "Thus says the Lord, He replaces the voice of weeping and the tears of thine ears, because there is a reward for your work, saith the Lord. For they will return from the lands of the enemy." Chapter 31 of the prophet Jeremiah speaks to us of God's promises to bring from captivity His people, and that promise is to all of us. Portanto, if the situation is difficult, we must do as the Lord tells us to do, which is to repress the weeping and the tear of our ears. For if we go through captivity, from captivity also we will live. For our daily struggle, the Lord our God say that there is a word, and we will return from the captivity of pain, sickness, lack of employment, and everything else. Because when God promises us, He fulfills. It was thus which the servant of the Lord called Job. For the holy book of Job tells us all his suffering, which was not little. For Job went through several captives. For first Job lost all his oxen. Soon after, Job lost all his sheep. Shortly after, he lost all his camels. And soon after, he lost his boys. And as it were not little, Job lost two of their children. And this loss is the loss that must provoke suffering in a human being. The loss of a son, and Job lost then children, being 7 sons and 3 daughters. But in the chapter 42 of the book of Job, in the second part of verse 10, it also tells us, "And the Lord added to Job another boast in double to all he had before." The Bible does not tell us that Job was waiting for it too, but the Lord doubled everything he had before his captivity. For even in his house the enemy taunted. Job is a great example for all of us And this chapter 30 on verse 16 of the prophet Jeremiah tells us that even if we steep into the land of the enemy, because our enemies are from this land too, and are seeing us. But even if we sleep on their lands, they will not prevail against us, because our reward, mine, yours, our victory is the Lord, and God Almighty. He is to repay. Thank you. Friends, I ask you that if you can help me to keep this program depositing $2 or more in this account that is on the screen, I thank you, and God will return you double.